Today I'm going to show you a system that starts pretty slow because it's kind of mitigating risk, but then it starts building up and then it really has the potential to really take off like a rocket ship. So let's check it out. Casino craps. It might look complicated, but at its core, it's a simple game. Roll the dice, bet on the correct number, and win. Hi, I'm Jeremy, and I am a craps fanatic. My job, to teach you the game, to teach you the math and some strategies, and with a little luck, you can color up. Today's video is part of my Dice Advice series where viewers submit strategies on my website and then I test them out here on Color Up. This one was sent to me by Sithel and he calls it the controlled takeoff. So he's with this rocket theme, and again, we start slow and then we build up to take off. To start this strategy, we're going to bet a $30 6 and 8, but we're going to protect it or hedge it with a $120 lay bet. That's going to pay back 60, so it protects that if the 7 rolls. It's going to cost you a $3 VIG to make this 120 lay bet. Let me go ahead and put a button on it. Now the lay bet's always working, so I would actually have the dealer turn on my 6 and 8, or you could just wait for the point to be established and then make your bets. Now the big problem with this stage of the rocket ship is rolling a 4, which you would lose the 120. So 6 and 8 is great. A 7 is just fine. We just got to avoid the 4. All right, the first hit, these $30 bets are going to win $35, and then we're going to tell a dealer to pull this down to a $50 lay. Let me change this out real quick. So this would be returned to us, 50 be returned to us, and then actually probably $2 in VIG would be returned. They're going to keep the button though. So we're still protected. In case the 7 rolls, we'd win 25. We've got 35 here. That would cover our $60 here. But again, we're just hoping for the 6 and 8 to roll. In this case, again, it's going to pay 35, but this time we're going to throw in $1, tell the dealer we want to go 96 across, because what we have here, the $1 that we throw in, is $96. So that's enough for minimum bets on a $15 table. So let me just go ahead and set that up real quick and see what that looks like. And then the 6 and 8 is 18 each. And with these bets, we'll go ahead and leave the lay bet there for right now. Just in case, again, we're a couple rolls into it. If the 7 does roll, yeah, we'll lose all this, but this is paid for and we'll still have a little profit. But if any of these are to hit, an inside number is going to pay 21, an outside number is going to pay 27. At that point, we'll pull our lay bet down, get our last VIG returned to us. At this point, we've collected a total of $56, unless we rolled the 4 and 10. So we got $96 across. We're invested in it for $5, and well, unless we rolled a 10 or the 4, we would have won, a couple. So we would actually have a profit of like $2. So up or down a couple bucks, but we got $96 across working for us, and our rocket ship is really ready to take off. From this point, you could really do whatever you want. You could do single unit presses, press and collect, a couple hits and then regress, anything you want from this point out. But he's going to go ahead and continue with the rocket thing and be a little more aggressive. So he's going to actually press for 3 more hits. And he does this because, again, he doesn't really have any skin in the game. He's got no risk. This is money that he's won from the casino. The first 2 hits, he's going to press the inside numbers. So, let's say the 5 rolls, you're going to get paid 21. We got to throw in $1 because you need 22 to press the inside. And then if the outsides hit, they pay 27, or, another inside hit, maybe it pays 28. Again, we're pressing 22 inside, so that goes out to the player, which actually would take these, I guess that would be green level. So 2 hits, the inside is at the green level. And then the 3rd hit, whatever it is, we're going to take the 4 and 10 up. So these are going to pay 35. That's enough to press the 4 and 10, or let's say even the 4 hits. Again, you're going to get paid 27, and the dealer could just... Here's 25 there, and here's 25. Yeah, so 7 goes out to the player, and we got 25 on the 4 and 10. And hopefully the VIG's only on a win, and these will be buy bets at 25. We've collected a couple more dollars. Again, we don't have a huge profit, but this is a controlled liftoff. So We're in it for a few rolls, but look where we're at. We're at 160 across the numbers. This rocket ship is, it's kind of lifting off. And from here, he just does a collect and full press, just alternates whatever the number. So these numbers could really build up pretty quickly, and you're pulling pretty good numbers off on every roll. So let's go ahead and test out the controlled takeoff with a live roll. All right, I've got $500, $900, $1,000, and you could wait for the point to get established, but because I'm going to use a lay bet, I might as well just get it going right away. So let's go ahead and throw the dealer 125. Dealer, give me a $120 lay, and $5 is going to be, well, $3 for the VIG, so 2 and change. And then we're going to go ahead and give the dealer $60. Tell him to give you a $30 6 and 8 working on the come out. So they'll put a little button on it or at the end, or they'll mark that even though the puck's off, these bets are working. All right, here we go. Let's see what happens. And again, we're not worried about the 7 because this protects it. We just don't want to see that number. All right, there's a 7 on the come out roll. So whether we waited, we're going to lose a couple bucks on the VIG here. So these bets are working. We lose 60. Our 120 here pays 60. But to keep this bet up again, we got to throw in another VIG. So we throw in 5. We get another 2 and change. And dealer set me up again. All right, same shooter. Still looking for a point. Point is going to be 5. All right, we don't need this anymore. And now we're just rolling for the 6 or 8. Here we go. 10 the hard way, 10 hard. It's a controlled liftoff. It might take a minute to get it going. There's the 5-point hit. Puck's off. Lay bet is always on unless you remove it. So since it's on, we might as well ask the dealer, hey, make sure my bets are working. Same shooter coming out. All right, we're out on the 5 again. And a 7 out. So again, we lose $60, but our lay bet pays 60. We're gonna have a new shooter coming out. So again, let's go dealer. Give me a 6 and 8 working. And we gotta throw in $3 for our new bet. $3 for the VIG. And well, let me dump the bowl to simulate a new shooter. Here we go, coming out. 8 easy, 8. All right, so our 30, because it's on, is going to pay 35. Dealer, take my lay bet down to 50. So I'm gonna return this, and I'm actually gonna return $2 of the VIG. And we're just collecting this. So again, we got 60 out here, but we pulled back 35, and if the 7 were to roll, we'd win 25. So we're still not afraid of the 7. We're just afraid of this number here. All right, here we go. Still shooting for the 6 and 8. 2 most common numbers besides the bad one. There's a 9. We got 10 dice combos working for us. There's a 3. And we got 3 working against us because there's the 7, and the 7's not the end of the world. Yes, we lose 60. This 50 is going to pay 25. Puck's going to go off. So it was kind of a wash. All right, so we're going to try it again. So let's get our 123 for our lay bet. And then dealer, give me a $30 6 and 8 working, please. We're going to have a new shooter coming out. And here we go. 7 on the come out. Boy, this is like a repeat. Okay, we lose this bet. We lose 60. We win 60. We're going to put it right back up. We're going to have to pay a new VIG. So there's the 5. And get $2 and change. Same shooter coming out. Yo 11. That doesn't affect our bet. Still looking for a point. Looking for a 6 or 8, hopefully. There's a 6. There we go. 6 is working. So that is going to pay 35. Dealer, take my bet down to 50. So return. Oh, and I just left the VIG on top there. So let's return this. And we're going to rack this. So again, our only risk is if we roll the 4. We're not worried about the 7, but we're looking for the 6 and 8. Here we go. There's the 7 again. Again, that's okay. We're going to lose 60. We're going to get paid 25 here. Puck will go off. And then we're going to bump this back up. 120. Right now we're just losing the VIG a little bit. 123. And then dealer, 6 and 8. Working. All right, maybe one of these times I'll just wait for the point to be established. No, I'm gonna keep it consistent. All right, new shooter coming out. Will we get into the meat of this strategy? I do not know. It's going to take a long time for this rocket ship to take off, I guess. There's a 9, point of 9. And we're just rolling for the 6 and 8. Yo 11. I'd love to show how the strategy progresses. At least get to the 96 across part, right? There's a 5. Another 3. There's an 8. There we go. So 30 will pay 35. Dealer pulled my lay bet down to 50. I'll put the VIG right there. So this is coming back. Racking this. All right, shooter, let's get that 6 and 8. There's an 8. That's going to be called an 8. Once you move the object below it, whatever it drops on. So there's an 8. There we go. So 30 is going to pay 35. We're going to throw in the dollar. Dealer, take me to 96 across. So I'll pull this aside. They got 96. That's the $15 level on all the numbers with a proper units, $18 on the 6 and 8. And we're going to go ahead and leave that lay bet for one more hit. Because these are essentially paid for, but if the bad number rolls, at least we'll have a small profit. All right, here we go. There's an 8 again. Easy 8. So 18 is going to pay 21. Dealer pulled my lay bet down. Profit, guaranteed for this shooter. Our rocket ship's starting to rumble. We got 96 working for us. Again, from this point, you could do whatever you want. Maybe just same bet or press however you like. He's going to be very aggressive. Press 22 inside, press 22 inside, and then get the 4 and 10 up. And then alternate. So let's see if that works out, if we can get that long of a roll. Here we go. All right, and there is the 7. So at least I got to show you and got up to this point. Down they come. That's okay. We had like $5. It cost us like $5. So we're still kind of right there. We really haven't had any loss. All right, we're going to have a new shooter. And let's go ahead. 123. Give me a lay. Give me a $30 6 and 8 working. And let's see if we can have a successful shooter. Here we go. 5 point will be 5. Shooting for the 6 and 8. 6 and 8. 3 craps. Oh, and down she comes. The 4 bit us finally. So this is going to be a loser. $120 goes down. Now, he didn't really explain whether you just write it out or replace it. I'm just going to replace it. So 120 plus the VIG. So $3 for the VIG, just so I can keep track of it. 2 back to the player. Puck is still on 5. Get it off that 4. We're looking for a 6 and 8. There we go. There's an 8. So 30 is going to pay 35. Dealer pulled me down to $50. We're collecting this. Now we're hunting for another 6 and 8. There's a 5-point hit. Might as well turn our bets on because the lay bet's on. All right, let's come out on a 6 or an 8. No, we're not going to get it. There's a 7 on the come out. So we lose 60, but remember we racked 35 and we get paid 25 here. Oh, I threw out a $5 chip. We get paid 25 for this lay bet. And essentially we're at the beginning of the strategy again. We're starting over. So 120 plus the vig of 3. Dealer 6 and 8, same shooter. Here we go. 2 craps, spot and a dot. I don't care about that. 7 on the come out. We lose 60. This pays 60. We're just going to replace it. We got to throw in a $3 vig. So 2 and change. Here we go. Yo 11. All right, are we ever going to get a point established? 5, all right, we're out on the 5. Now remember, besides some vigs, we've been just kind of treading water except for the 1-4 we hit. So, but we've got to make up that 120. But first, we got to get that 6 and 8. 8, easy 8. 30 is going to pay 35. Dealer pulled me down to 50. So between the win, we can lower our hedge because we're okay. Now let's hit that 6 or 8 again. There's the 8. There we go. 30 is going to pay 35. We're going to throw in $1 because this is 96. And we can go across all the numbers. At the $15 level with $18 6 and 8. We're going to go ahead and leave that there one last roll just in case big red shows and we get a little profit on this shooter. All right, here we go. There's a 6 easy. So 18 is going to pay 21. Dealer, return my lay bet to me. Rack in a profit of 21. Now this is where you can do whatever you want. I'm going to press 3 times. So yeah, it's kind of asking a lot, but I really want this rocket ship to take off. I want to get these bets up. This is the big roll maybe, and win a big hand. The exact same thing happened. Down comes the 7. So for that hand or round or shooter, we won what, 20 bucks? So I think we're still in the hole. But I think we got time to show it maybe one more time. All right. 1, 20, 3. Dealer, give me a lay 4. 6 and 8. 30 each working. Not no, we want it on. Let me get new dice here. All right, there we go. Here we go. Coming out. 5 will be the point, which is usually cased in today's rolls. Yo 11. 5-point hit. Dealer, we want our bets working. 3 craps. 6 the hard way, 6 hard. I think that's our first hard way. All right, but that is a winner for us because our bet is working. So we're going to get paid 35. Dealer, take my lay bet down to 50. Racking this. All right, let's hit another 6 or 8. There's a 9. I thought we had it. Oh, dropping things. Getting so excited. And there is the 7. Let me clean this up first. But again, that's okay. Yes, we lose 60. This will pay 25, plus our win means we just lost a couple dollars in VIG. No big deal. So we're gonna, I think we'll end it there. So if you wanted to keep your late, well, we would start over, but I'm gonna end it there. So we'll rack that up. We know we're down some, but how bad are we? We started with 1,000. I think we won a couple, 20 bucks. We might be down 6. I don't know. Let's see. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, maybe a little more. 750. 775. 800. 825. Well, let me do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. 6, 7. There we go. 8, 25. 850, 851. So essentially down about 150 bucks, which makes sense. We got the, we got knocked off the 120. We got our rocket ship rumbling a little bit. We got them up to 96 across, but we never got to take advantage of that with a little bit longer roll. But that's what you're looking for. So I would say not a huge risk, unless you're rolling 4s. But we were right there positioned a couple times. If we got a couple more rolls, I think we would have been good to go. So that's the controlled takeoff, whether you like this type of strategy or something else, however you like to play. Until next time, good luck on coloring up. All right, we're going to go ahead and graph this out in dicer.io. We know we lost about $150. And let's go ahead and add our standards, 3-point Molly, Dolly, and the Hedgehog, and see what those look like. Now we're graphing these with today's exact rolls that I did on the table. And we see the Dolly's up. So over $1,500. The Hedgehog made a couple bucks, just over 1,000. And then because the Dolly did well, the opposite, Molly did very poorly, ended up down over $500. Let's go ahead and run this with a random number generated 10 shooters and see what happens. The Dolly had a lead up front, and then things are all bunching up, getting close to 10 shooters. So the 3-point Molly and controlled takeoff were very close at just about $1,200. And then the Dolly and last, the Hedgehog actually lost a couple bucks. I think everything was profitable though. Let's go ahead and run that again. Another 10 shooters, random number generated. Molly had a big lead. And then they all kind of bunched up, and it looks like they all lost. They all finished up around $900 with controlled takeoff, getting the worst of it. 3 shooters, a big 4th shooter. And it looks like the 3-point Molly, which is our aggressive light size strategy, finished up around $1,600. Controlled takeoff did pretty well. It looks like over $1,200, so $200. Hedgehog lost a little bit, and the Dolly, it almost lost all of its bankroll. Let's go ahead and give it one last try. 10 shooters, $1,000 bankroll. This time the Dolly's winning, and it finished up $1,600. Controlled takeoff finished in second, up a couple bucks, and the Hedgehog and Molly finished in last.
If you're enjoying my videos, consider supporting the Color Up channel by joining my club, the Color Up Club. It's an awesome community of craps enthusiasts just like me, and I also give out some free swag. So check out my website, colorup.club.